were collating information on a target acquisition and losing all that information on a Friday night due to a clean desk policy. It was a disaster.
This is Unlawful. Welcome to Unlawful. I'm Brandon Renken, of course, and here with us today is a very close friend of mine, Tom Platts, who's a partner at Stephenson Harwood. But more importantly, Tom Platts is one of my closest and most distant friends. We met in Africa when I was still in law school during a 30-day trip and have remained friends ever since. Tom, welcome to Unlawful.
Thank you very much, Brandon. It's lovely to see you.
Like I said, you're distant because you're in Singapore, and it's actually an interesting part of your practice because you started in London. Tell us a little bit about how you ended up in Singapore.
So that's right. I've been at two firms 20 years in, or whatever it is. And I was in London for about 10 years and then moved out with my original firm to Singapore with my family. And then things went well in Singapore, remained there and have been there now for another 12 years or so.
And what do you do for Stephenson Harwood in Singapore?
So I look after the M&A practice for Southeast Asia. I'm a corporate and M&A specialist and have done it all my career. So I look mainly after M&A that emanates both inbound and outbound of Singapore and Southeast Asia, so across all of ASEAN. But of course, that also moves into Asia Pacific, so involves a lot of Australia, New Zealand, North Asia as well. We're a very old English firm based in the city, but we have got strong roots in Asia, and particularly in Hong Kong, where we were the original signatory to the charter that set up HSBC.
So tell us, what's your unlawful moment?
I turned up in my nice, crisp Marks and Spencer suit, my nice black shoes and a lovely brand new tie. And I was told by the insurance litigation team that with that sun in my hair, I was never going to be able to get to court. So that was a bit of a downer on my first week in the office. So I had to go away, stop the boy band look and get back into it and start becoming a professional. We've been on 2 all-night jobs, as you can imagine. You know well about it, Brandon.
Long hours, for sure.
Long hours, and we've been doing a due diligence exercise. This was in the world pre-online data rooms. Long 2 nights. It came to Friday evening. We thought we could pretty much knock off. We had a clean desk policy. So I had a bunch of notes about that big. So I left the office on the Friday night, halfway through writing up these notes into a sort of form of report that would be given to my supervisor on, let's say, the next Tuesday. So I probably had the Monday to clean everything up. However, as I say, it was a clean desk policy. And what happened was that all of those notes got thrown in the dustbin by the cleaners. You know how it is. Saturday night, I started thinking, I wonder what happened to those papers. They're in my bag, aren't they? No, they're not in my bag. Okay, they must be they're on my desk. Oh no, they've gone. So what was I meant to do?
So wait a minute. So the clean desk policy is that if you don't clean your desk, somebody's going to? Is that how it works?
For sure. It will be clean.
Wow.
But anyway, maybe
is that because you share spaces?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Okay.
But I did have this awful feeling, and of course my awful feeling turned out to be true. And so I turned up at work. I'd gone in on the Sunday night to know what was going on. And I realised that all of this work that I'd done, which was going to make me look really bloody stupid in front of Sherman and Sterling. So I didn't know what to do. And so what did I do? I spoke to my friends. We had a very close batch of trainees in that particular intake. But those friends of mine huddled around and we managed to pull something together which was suitable and acceptable for the client for the purpose of the disclosure exercise.
I'm super glad that you picked this story because it's something we at Unlawful have not touched on at all. And it really is that camaraderie amongst associates and other lawyers at your same level or on your same team.
And you know, Brandon, that's exactly right. And if you look good as a team, you work well together as a team, the client will get the result that they want as a team and the work will be done to the standard that they expect. And they will themselves feel part of your team as well. You are effectively an extension of their own general counsel team, business development team, whatever it may be. When
you've made a big mistake or had a big accident, you can go, you know what, I'm not on my own in this. That's a huge deal.
Right, exactly right. And you know what? These are friendships that last forever. So, and this sort of moves on to something else that I do as a sort of practicing lawyer now is, as I work in Singapore, where you do deals in Singapore and across Southeast Asia, most of it won't just be one jurisdiction. And one of the things that we do an awful lot is this, what we call a sort of quarterbacking role. And I quarterback deals for clients. I will do the deals themselves, or I will also quarterback them with other lawyers as well, where I will cover all of the regions subject to being able to do that particular law, either myself or through my team, or with our friendly firms that we work for or work with. So across Southeast Asia, I have this huge network of contacts, clients, and quality lawyers who I trust, we know, but are very close to. And again, it doesn't even have to be within your own firm. It's all about networks, it's about friendship, and the ability to be able to say, I need something now to be able to help my client. Can I rely on you to be able to do that? And inevitably, you get that. Just to finish, one of the very big areas that we do a lot of work for is for US clients, and this isn't a pitch, just because it's a really good example, well, it is a bit, US clients coming into Asia, right, where we end up doing all of the work across Asia or other non-US, i.e. rest of world. And it's a really good example of how we do that. And as I say, all about networks, incredibly important.
And it's funny because you said they don't even have to be at your firm. It doesn't matter if it's just people at your firm. But what I've noticed is that it doesn't even matter if they're on your side, right? It definitely benefits me to have those relationships on the other side of the V as well, right? That's always a part of the game. I really appreciate that. Like I said, we haven't talked about this one, but that message of networking, but also just team building and relying on people and just getting rid of the ego and solving the problem. And that actually is a great segue because, you know, part of the whole reason you're on Unlawful is so I get invited to the Singapore Grand Prix next year. So
you're in.
I really appreciate you taking the time. And that's been Unlawful.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. Losing all of my work after 2 long nights, only to sorry